Simply Decide Manifestation Method. Is it fact or is it fake? Today I'm going to tell you all you need to know about the Simply Decide Manifestation Method, because while it is hotly debated, where people are at two extreme ends, where on one end people will tell you that the moment you simply decide, instant manifestation occurs. But on the other end, people will tell you, well, it just doesn't work. And the truth is that any manifestation coach worth their weight would tell you that Simply Decide Manifestation Method works because it's literally the very first step to manifestation. If you have read about manifestation, what is simply deciding? Simply deciding is literally deciding what you want. And is not that the beginning of any manifestation? When you decide what you want, that is the only time in which what you want can come to you. So, why is it so hotly debated? And here is the issue. Often, the Simply Decide manifestation method has been linked to instant manifestation, where they tell you that the moment you simply decide something, it will manifest instantly. But the timing bit of manifestation has nothing to do with the technique that you are using. And that is where the problem or the debate around the Simply Decide manifestation method lies. Because no manifestation method can tell you the timing of manifestation, because that does not depend on the technique, that depends on you, your beliefs, your assumptions, and your current resistance towards whatever it is that you are trying to manifest. So, let's dive deep. Now that you understand why it works, basically, it's the very first step of manifestation. You don't do this, you don't manifest. So, why? Let's talk about why it works, what you need to understand, and how to get results quicker. All right. So, why does Simply Decide work, or why is simply deciding necessary? And here I want to share with you something that Bob Proctor used to say, that the reason why your manifestation is not happening, or you are struggling, or people, the reason why people are stuck at one place is because they have not decided who they are going to be yet. He would literally give the example, and this example can be found in his free workshop, the Think and Grow Rich workshop, where he would say that people are growing into an oak tree one day, and into a palm tree the other, and then into a carrot plant the third day. What he's literally saying, or what you need to understand here, that most manifestation coaches worth their weight will tell you that you need to decide what you are going to be, who you are going to be, what is it that you're going to manifest. You are going to have to be so strong in your decision that no matter what happens, no matter the 3D circumstances, no matter the impossibility or the possibility of your manifestation actually coming into your life, you don't care about the how. You want this thing so bad that you have decided that this is what you are going to have. That manifestation is what you're going to have. And that is the level of what you want. That is the Simply Decide method, that you tell yourself that no matter what happens, this is what I want. And I can bet you that in your life, there would have been times, they have been in my life, and I can tell you, if you think harder, in your life, there would have been times when you decided that enough is enough, you want something and you're going to get that something, and you actually ended up manifesting that something. So, Simply Decide is talking about that level of conviction, that level of faith in the law of assumption, that no matter what happens, this thing, money, SP, love, good health, physical changes, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, this thing that you're trying to manifest is what you want, and it is what you will have, and you don't care how it happens, and you don't care what your 3D tells you or what somebody else tells you. You have decided that you want this, and that's exactly what the universe or God or the subconscious or life must give you. That is the Simply Decide method. And that is why it works, because it's the very first step. When you decide without a shadow of a doubt that this something is what you want, that is when the whole, co-creative process with the universe, with your higher self, with God, whatever energy you believe in, with your subconscious works. That's when it works. That you decide what you want, and then every event, the chain of events or the step of events, the chain of events that makes things manifest can actually start happening when you decide and stick with your decision. If you are trying to be one thing one day and then another thing the other day, you're not letting any energy build up, which is why manifestations don't happen. This is why you must decide, and you must trust in the law and in yourself. I mean, yes, there is subconscious and all of that, but you must trust yourself that if I have decided something, it must happen because I have decided it. And I have a very important role to play in my life. I create my life by the virtue of my thoughts and my decisions. You have to have that kind of faith in yourself, which is easy to build. You just got to tell yourself again and again that my decisions manifest. So, here, before ending the video, like I've told you, I want to tell you another thing, another issue with how the Simply Decide method has been taught, which causes confusion and ultimately failed manifestations. And it's that people leave Simply Decide at just deciding what you want. And like I told you in the beginning, yes, sometimes simply deciding something mentally can cause instant manifestation. But if you have a lot of resistance and if you have a lot of negative thoughts or thoughts that direct you towards the lack of your desire, towards your desire, what's going to happen is that it won't instantly manifest because you need to ease the resistance, and your predominant thoughts towards your desire need to start being towards having it, not towards the lack of it, because your predominant thought patterns, which are essentially your beliefs and assumptions, manifest. That's the law of assumption, right? So, simply deciding is the first step. Always remember that it's just the first step. But when done with conviction, it's half the job done. So, what next? Repetition. Visualize. And I talk about visualization because as I'm recording this, I've had so many. See, and a piece of advice that I will give you is that start watching some kind of sport, because that will tell you how visualization works. Just yesterday, there was this guy, and if you don't watch cricket, I'll just give you a little bit of a little bit of an idea. This guy was not part of the team. His performance was not happening. And then the World Cup comes and he gets dropped from the team. But then, for some technical reasons, he gets called back. And guess what happened? He ended up being the man of the tournament. He scored the most runs in the last three most important matches. He's literally one of the reasons why the team won the World Cup yesterday, as I'm recording this video. And he said that no matter what happened, he wanted this to succeed within the team and he visualized this moment no matter what was happening. And when it comes to sports, people will tell you, athletes work harder. And I want to tell you, all athletes work harder. I don't think there's a single athlete who does not work hard. So, what makes a difference between a person who performs versus the person who does not perform and their career ends? It's this intention, visualization, affirmation. Everybody works hard. Who succeeds? The one whose energy is in the right place, because everybody's working, guys. In fact, the people who succeed, I've even heard about athletes who are old now, and the cricket fans must know who I'm talking about because I'm a big fan of the guy. But they have stopped putting that much hard work and are completely mental. They visualize, their mental diet is crazy. And not to say that they don't work hard, they work harder than the rest of everybody, yes, but they visualize more. and they've cut down a little bit of their practice times. Again, nothing to take away from their hard work. They've worked really hard, but they visualize, which is why they are the greatest of all times. This goes for Novak, this goes for Virat Kohli. So visualization is very essential. Affirmation is very essential. Put your energy in the right place towards your desire. Have the conviction. Simply decide what you want and it will manifest. This is the Simply Decide method. So thank you so much for joining me here today. Subscribe to the channel if you've not subscribed yet. Comment Master Manifestor, like this video, share it. And if you would like to book personal coaching with me, check the description box for all the details. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.